Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Namaste. Na పేరు Vijaya Botla. I am a registered dietitian, and ఇవాళ actualగా I want to thank on behalf of WETA for inviting me today to give this webinar, especially mana Indian women and even more than that, mana Telugu women ki how to make us a better person through our health and wellness. Adi a little bit of background about myself. నేను actualగా ఇక్కడ యుఎస్ లోనే పెరిగాను. I came here when I was 4 years old, but my husband is from India and we cook a very traditional Indian diet at home. కొంచెం చేస్తాము. And more about mine from the professional side, నాకు ముగ్గురు పిల్లలు. Actualగా ముగ్గురు పిల్లల్ని I was at a stay-at-home mom for many years, and మూడోవాడు పుట్టాక I decided to go back to college, finish my degree, get my degree in nutrition and dietetics, and I have been practicing for almost 12 years now as a dietitian here in San Antonio, Texas. And I'm very familiar with many disease states and hospitals lo panchesan, private practice lo ippudu unnanu. So I'm hoping that today's webinar can give you a little bit of general information, konni tips kuda about maybe small changes that we can make to our current diet and our lifestyle to help us live longer and healthier more than anything else. So if we're okay, we'll get started, okay? So, real ga mani wala main point today is to see yendukani, like why is it that Indian women don't take care of their health as much as they do? Comparatively to Caucasian women or non-Indian women, mano actually we do not take care of our health as much. Mainly it's because we put our family and career first. ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే మన పిల్లలు హస్బెండ్స్ ని వాళ్ళ సుఖం వాళ్ళకి అన్ని మనం ఎక్కువ చూసుకుంటాం, మన హెల్త్ అండ్ మన కోసం కాకోకుండా. So even if you're working also, sometimes మన career goals as well as అక్కడ మనం jobs లో చాలా బాగా చేయాలి, ఇంకా ఏం చేయొచ్చు అక్కడ, and we don't want to offend anybody by saying I can't work, I can't do this because I have other responsibilities. So we kind of sacrifice ourselves, and also if we make time for ourselves, we almost feel selfish, you know. And so because we're saying అయ్యో పిల్లలకి హోంవర్క్ చెప్పాలి, నేను వెళ్ళి నేను ఏదైనా చేసుకుంటే మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళలాగా అని ఇలాగా, we always think to ourselves a lot of these things. Also మనకి పొద్దున్న నుంచి రాత్రి వరకు పనే ఉన్నట్లాగా అనిపిస్తుంది కూడా. So during that time we also can kind of think I don't have enough time in the day to do this. And sometimes it could just be that we don't want to spend money on ourselves, you know, like if a gym membership adi monthly oka cost untadi, enduku double kharchu pettatam, we can use that for something else అని అనుకుంటాము. Also if we buy, you know, exercise equipment at home like treadmills, elliptical, అన్ని కొంటే మళ్ళీ ఎందుకు అంత డబ్బులు పెట్టుకొని అన్ని కొన్నాము, you know, like will I really use them? If I don't use them, why am I spending all this money? And so we kind of talk ourselves out of not spending money on ourselves and our health. Also, lots of times, Indians in general, compared to non-Indians, we are not severely overweight or obese, typically. And so, maybe, you know, I'm not at risk for disease, you know. Or, konamandri anukuntarante inka mamma ma nanalaga వాళ్ళకి షుగర్ ఉంది, వాళ్ళకి బీపీ ఉంది, నాకు కూడా వస్తుంది, ఒక మందు బిళ్ళ వేసుకుంటే నా పని అయిపోతుంది అనుకుంటాము. So instead of thinking like that, we really want to think, how can we take care of our health and what small changes can we do to put ourselves first? So what is the number one cause of death among women, especially Asian and Indian women? The number one cause people usually think is breast cancer. Endukante manaki usually ga news lo intamu, so many people intam cancer anna, even stomach cancer. It could also be cervical or uterine cancer nanna anukuntam, kani the number one cause of actually death is cardiovascular disease, heart attacks. So ilantiki what can we do to cause that? And usually man anko heart attacks nunchi women చచ్చిపోవటం ఏంటి, usually we'll think abba మగాళ్ళకి అలా అవుతదే, ladies కూడా అవుతదా అని. So what can we do to change that, you know, number so that it is not the number one cause of death, and it is 100% preventable just through changes in our lifestyle. So that is my goal. So beyond that, who is at risk for this cardiovascular disease? Typically women 55 years and older. Ante menopause అయిన తర్వాత యూజువల్గా మన రిస్క్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. కానీ మనం వయసులో ఉన్న హ్యాబిట్స్ని అండ్ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ని does affect how that will come. So ante before aina, even if you're in your 20s and 30s, kuda heart attacks ravachu depending on the lifestyle, family history. So but more likely after age of 55 or older, you will get more risk. If you're overweight or obese, ఇప్పుడు lots of times ఇప్పుడు mande we are seeing it more and more in Indian women also, కొంచెం overweight or obese, even losing 5% or 10% of your current body weight can take you out of a risk. So how can we do that? ఇప్పుడు చాలా మంది అంటారు more risk if you have an apple shaped body versus a pear shaped body. Apple shaped body అంటే నీకు మోర్ వెయిట్ అబవ్ ద వేస్ట్ ఉంటుంది. సో ఏంటంటే పొట్ట దగ్గర, చెస్ట్ దగ్గర, కానీ కాళ్ళు చేతులు కొంచెం సన్నగానే ఉండొచ్చు. సో అక్కడ ఏంటంటే అది రిస్క్ ఎందుకు ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది అంటే యాపిల్ షేప్ బాడీకి అంటే అక్కడ మన ఆర్గన్స్ అన్నీ ఉంటాయి. మన హార్ట్, లంగ్స్, స్టమక్, లివర్ ఇవన్నీ అక్కడే ఉంటాయి కదా అబవ్ ద వేస్ట్. సో అలాంటి వాళ్ళకి ఆ ఫ్యాట్ ఎక్కువ అక్కడ అక్యుములేషన్ అయితే దే ఆర్ మోర్ అట్ రిస్క్. బట్ పేర్ షేప్ బాడీ అంటే నువ్వు నడుం కింద నుంచి ఎక్కువ వెయిట్ ఉంటుంది. సో నీకు బాటమ్ అండ్ థైస్ కొంచెం పెద్దగుండి కొంచెం అబవ్ ద వేస్ట్ సన్నగుంటే దట్స్ కన్సిడర్డ్ అ హెల్తియర్ వెయిట్. ఎందుకంటే అక్కడ నీకేం ఆర్గన్స్ ఉండవు. యూజువల్లీ ఇట్స్ జస్ట్ బోన్, మసిల్ అండ్ ఫ్యాట్ that is in our bottom half. So that is considered a healthier body shape if you have it. అది ఏంటంటే we cannot choose ఎలాంటి బాడీ షేప్ మనకు ఉంటుందో మనం చెప్పలేము. So unfortunately it is whatever we're born with. So if you have more of an apple shape, అంటే కొంచెం పొట్ట దగ్గర ఎక్కువ ఫ్యాట్ అక్యుములేషన్ ఉండి పైన ఎక్కువ ఉంటే కొంచెం మనం ఎక్కువ జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండాలి. కానీ నీకు పేర్ షేప్ ఉంటే నీకు హార్ట్ అటాక్స్ రావని గ్యారంటీ ఏమి ఉండదు, బట్ ద రిస్క్ ఇస్ అ లిటిల్ బిట్ లెస్. డెఫినెట్లీ నీకు హై బీపీ ఉంటే ఆర్ ఫ్యామిలీ హిస్టరీ ఆఫ్ హై బీపీ ఉంటే మోర్ అట్ రిస్క్ ఉంటారండి. అది ఏంటంటే మనము చట్నీలు అండ్ ఉప్పు బాగా ఎక్కువ వాడిన వాళ్ళకి కూడా దాట్ కెన్ ఆల్సో, ఈవెన్ ఫ్యామిలీ హిస్టరీ లేకపోయినా మన డయట్ కూడా చాలా డిఫరెన్స్ తెలియచ్చు ఇన్ హై బ్లడ్ ప్రెషర్. యూజువల్ గా మన ఇండియన్స్ కి, ఎస్పెషలీ సౌత్ ఇండియన్ విమెన్ కి ఎక్కువ ఇన్సిడెన్సెస్ ఆఫ్ హై బ్లడ్ ప్రెషర్ కూడా ఉంటుందండి. యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ హై కొలెస్ట్రాల్. మన హై కొలెస్ట్రాల్ ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు మోర్ అండ్ మోర్ చూస్తున్నాం యాక్చువల్ గా హై కొలెస్ట్రాల్, ఎస్పెషలీ ఇన్ విమెన్. యూజువల్ గా బిఫోర్ అయితే జెంట్స్ లోనే ఉండేది. లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్ కెన్ బి డ్యూ టు ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్యాక్టివిటీ. ఇప్పుడు ఒకప్పుడు మనం పెరిగినప్పుడు సచ్ డిఫరెంట్ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ ఉండేది. యూనో మన అమ్మ నాన్నకి అందరికి కొంచెం పెద్దవాళ్ళకి చాలా యాక్టివ్ గా ఉండేవాళ్ళం. ఇప్పుడు కొంచెం మోర్ సెడెంటరీ అయిపోయాం. అంటే మోర్ జాబ్స్ అయినా లైఫ్ స్టైల్ అయినా వీఆర్ నాట్ డూయింగ్ యాజ్ మచ్ యాక్టివిటీ. సో కొలెస్ట్రాల్ కూడా అలా పెరుగుతుంది. అండ్ వీ ఈట్ అవుట్ అ లాట్ మోర్. సో దట్ కెన్ ఆల్సో బి అనదర్ రీజన్ వై. ఇప్పుడు ఈవెన్ దో మన ఇండియన్ విమెన్ లో, ఎస్పెషలీ మన తెలుగు విమెన్ లో చాలా మంది స్మోక్ చేయరు. కానీ ఇప్పుడు యంగర్ విమెన్ లో వీఆర్ సీయింగ్ అన్ ఇన్సిడెన్స్, హైయర్ ఇన్సిడెన్సెస్ ఆఫ్ వేపింగ్. So these vaping has become something that we are seeing more in the 20s, and that can, once the addiction modalain tarvata, it's easy to continue on, and this can also cause some issues with your heart health. So what are Indian women doing now that we were not doing before? ఇప్పుడు నేను అన్నట్లాగా బిఫోర్ మన అమ్మ నాన్న, ఈవెన్ మనమైనా కొంచెం లిటిల్ బిట్ ఓల్డర్ పీపుల్, వీఆర్ సీయింగ్ a huge incidence of eating out a lot more, because we are working outside of the house. Ippudu chaala mandi jobs chestunaru, or we are just have a busy lifestyle and we're outside the house a lot more than మన ఇంట్లో. బిఫోర్ అయితే మా అమ్మ అయితే అన్ని బ్రేక్ఫాస్ట్, లంచ్, డిన్నర్ అన్ని ఇంట్లోనే ఉండే. ఇప్పుడు now we are not doing that as much. Also because of our busier lifestyle, we are skipping a lot of meals. So మన పిల్లలకి అందరికి బ్రేక్ఫాస్ట్ పెడతాం, కానీ lots of times we don't eat it because we are in a rush to get to work or to drop the kids off and తర్వాత తినొచ్చులే అని అనుకుంటాం. ఈవెన్ ఇప్పుడు వర్క్ చేసే వాళ్ళు చాలా మంది, నేను ఇంకా ఎర్లీగా వెళ్ళిపోవాలి, I want to get out of work, so I'm going to work through lunch, and rather than taking lunch and eating something, lots of times they will skip the lunch also. So ఇది అందరికి చేస్తారని కాదు, but we are seeing that as a trend a lot more these days. We are also drinking a lot more of our calories. ఒకప్పుడైతే ఓన్లీ వాటర్ తాగేవాళ్ళం as our main source of liquids, కానీ ఇప్పుడు జ్యూసెస్, సోడాస్ especially, we are seeing much more incidences. Also మనం ఫంక్షన్స్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు we might drink alcohol more as well, and alcoholic beverages, those are also extra calories that we are consuming that we did not consume before. So and also because ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇక్కడ US లో ఎస్పెషల్ గా, and in some parts of India, ఏసీ ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ లో ఉంటాం. ఇంట్లో ఏసీ ఉంటుంది, కార్లో ఏసీ ఉంటుంది, ఏ షాప్ లో వెళ్ళినా ఏసీ ఉంటుంది, వర్క్ లో ఉంటుంది. సో వీ డోంట్ డ్రింక్ యాజ్ మచ్ వాటర్, ఎందుకంటే మనకు థర్స్ట్ లేదు. సో అది కూడా మూలాన్ని కూడా వీ సీ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ డిఫరెంట్ చేంజెస్ ఇన్ అవర్ బాడీస్. We also are consuming a lot of white foods. So మనం చాలా crackers, snack foods అన్ని they're made with white flour. Usually మనం almost all of us will eat white rice at home. మన అన్నం కూరలతోటి ఎక్కువ white rice తింటాము. Also we are eating a lot of processed sugar, white sugar. ఇప్పుడు స్వీట్స్ లోనన్నా ఎందుట్లో అయినా lots of prepackaged foods లో, baked goods ఇక్కడ US లో చాలా almost every breakfast item is sweet. Donuts, pastries, muffins, cookies, all of these things are made with white sugar. And these are also contributing a lot to our waistline, but also to our cardiovascular health. And mainly is we are not eating enough whole grains, fruits, and especially raw vegetables. ఎందుకంటే ఇండియాలో మనకు భయం, పచ్చి వెజిటబుల్స్ తినాలంటే ఎక్కడ పెస్టిసైడ్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఎక్కడ ఏమైనా సిక్ అవుతామో అని ఆ అలవాటు లేదు. సో ఇక్కడ యుఎస్కి వచ్చాక రా వెజిటబుల్స్ ఒకసారి తినమంటే, సాలడ్స్ తినమంటే ఆ అలవాటు లేక వీ టెండ్ టు నాట్ డూ దాట్. ఎప్పుడైనా ఎక్కువ కుక్డ్ వెజిటబుల్స్ తింటాము. And this tends to reduce the nutrient value in that, as well as reduce the amount of fiber that we see when we do not consume raw vegetables. Also, we don't eat a lot of lean protein. Usually India lo manu whole chicken and mutton ilanti prefer chestamu to things like chicken breast, because that usually readily available undedi kaadu, oka just specifically more leaner meats. Or so we tend to eat more fatty meats when we do eat that. Also, we might use more fat, more oil, different types of cooking oil manintlo. So based on that also, whether it's heart healthy or not, we will explore that as we go on. Also main ఏంటంటే we are not exercising enough. ఎందుకంటే మన బిజీ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ తోటి ఎక్సర్సైజ్ కి నాకు టైం లేదని అంటాం. ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతుంది మనకి, పిల్లలతోటి, జాబ్ తోటి, వర్క్ తోటి, ఎనీథింగ్. ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ స్టే అట్ హోమ్ మామ్, we are always busy doing other things. ఎక్కడ నేను I cannot make the time for it అని అనుకుంటాం మనం. So what is one of the changes that we can make in our diet కొంచెం హెల్ప్ చేయడానికి? Fiber is one of the best ways. Fiber, it can be used to lower our cholesterol. మనకి high cholesterol ఉంటే fiber వాడే కొంది మనకు we can lower our cholesterol. It can help with preventing cancer. It can also మనకి GI tract లో చాలా మందికి lots of GI issues ఉంటాయండి, and a lot of that is, most of it I feel like is due to poor gut health. And gut health, one of the ways to improve that gut health is to increase the amount of fiber that we eat and number. And also a lot of people are also always concerned about how can I lose weight. One of the ways to lose weight, of course, is to increase the amount of fiber that we eat. So fiber ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతుంది మనకి? Usually ఇంటాం fiber అని. Where is the best sources? They are found only in plants. Fiber is not found in any type of meat products, any type of meat fat. So butter low under the fiber, and a lot of other things, you will not find fiber in any type of meats, eggs, or anything like that. Where you will find the best fiber, first, mostly I try to put this in the order of where the most fiber is, will be in beans. Beans ante mana chanagalu, kidney beans, మన రెడ్ బీన్స్, రాజ్మా, పింటో బీన్స్, ఇక్కడ యుఎస్ లో మెక్సికన్స్ కి బాగానే వాడతారు. సో దోస్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ బీన్స్ ఎందుకు అవి మంచి అంటే, ఆ థిక్ స్కిన్ ఉంటుంది అది చుట్టూ. ఆ థిక్ స్కిన్ ఇస్ వెరీ హై ఇన్ ఫైబర్. సో అది స్కిన్ అది పీల్ చేయాలంటే అది చాలా కష్టం. సో యూజువలీ దట్ స్కిన్ స్టేస్, దాట్స్ వై ఇట్స్ సచ్ అ గ్రేట్ సోర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫైబర్. ఇప్పుడు మన లెంటల్స్ ఉంటాయి అనుకోండి, పప్పు, ఉరిద్దాలు, మన మినపప్పు, శనగపప్పు, ఇవన్నిటికి పొట్టు తీసేస్తారు ప్రాసెసింగ్ లో. ఆ పొట్టు తీసేయటం మూలాన ఫైబర్ తగ్గుతుందండి. సో రియలీ ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్, ఇప్పుడు మూంగ్ దాల్, హోల్ మూంగ్ దాల్ వాడారనుకో, పెసర్లు, ఫుల్ పెసర్లు వాడి ఆ స్కిన్ అందులో గ్రీన్ అది ఉంచితే మీకు యాక్చువల్ ఫైబర్ కొంచెం ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. సో ఐ ఎన్కరేజ్ యూ, ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ బయింగ్ దాట్, మినపప్పు అయినా ఏదైనా కొంచెం ఆ పొట్టు ఉన్నదే కొని వాడితే మీకు యాక్చువల్ గా ఫైబర్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. Another wonderful thing is chia seeds. ఇప్పుడు యుఎస్ లో చాలా పాపులర్ అయిపోయింది chia seeds. Chia seeds are an excellent source of fiber. ఫైబర్ తో పాటే ప్రోటీన్ కూడా ఉంటుంది అందులో, omega-3 fatty acids. All three of those are excellent to prevent good heart health. మనకు అది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాబట్టి chia seeds very important చియా సీడ్స్ ఈజీగా వాడేసేయచ్చండి మన ఫుడ్స్ లో యాక్చువల్ గా ఏదన్నా మన ఏదన్నా సాలడ్స్ లాగా చేసిన కొంచెం నిమ్మకాయ రసంలో పిండేసి ఆ చియా సీడ్స్ వేసుకుని ఆ సాలడ్స్ లో పెట్టేసేయచ్చు. కానీ రాగా జస్ట్ ఒక స్పూన్ చియా సీడ్స్ నోట్లో పెట్టుకోకూడదు. ఎందుకంటే ఆ చియా సీడ్స్ మన స్పిట్ ని అదంతా కలిపినప్పుడు ఒక శుద్ధలాగా అయిపోయి మన థ్రోట్ లో స్టక్ అవ్వచ్చు. సో యూ కెన్ మిక్స్ ఇట్ ఇంటూ మన సాంబార్ లో వేసుకోవచ్చు, సీరియల్స్ లో పెట్టుకోవచ్చు, మిల్క్ లో కలపవచ్చు. యాక్చువల్ నేనైతే వాటర్ లోనే కలిపేసేసి తాగేస్తానండి. అండ్ ఇట్స్ యాక్చువల్లీ doesn't have a taste, it just tastes like small little strawberry seeds, a little ఏదో మన సన్నటి గసగసాలో ఏదో తిన్నట్లాగా అనిపిస్తుంది కానీ నో టేస్ట్ రియలీ, బట్ ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్లీ గుడ్ ఫర్ హార్ట్ హెల్త్. Another thing is like before mentioned just కూరగాయలు, vegetables especially are very high in fiber if we keep the skin on. ఇప్పుడు మనం క్యారెట్స్ ని పీల్ చేసి, క్యూకంబర్స్ ని పీల్ చేసి, అన్ని వెజిటబుల్స్ మోర్ పీల్ చేసే కొంది ఫైబర్ పోతుంది. సో ఐ ఎన్కరేజ్ ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు ఈట్ choose vegetables that you keep the skin. ఇప్పుడు మన గ్రీన్ బీన్స్ ఉంటుంది అనుకో, మనం యూజువల్ గా అవి పీల్ చేయం. బ్రాకలీ, కాలీఫ్లవర్, క్యాబేజ్ అలాంటివి మనం పీల్ చేయం, అలాగే వాడేస్తాం. సో దోస్ ఆర్ వెరీ గుడ్ హై ఫైబర్ ఫుడ్. సో ఎప్పుడైనా మీరు ఆలోచించుకోండి, స్కిన్ ఉంచగలిగితే ఉంచండి, బికాజ్ ఇట్స్ ఆల్వేస్ అ బెటర్ ఆప్షన్ ఫర్ యూ ఇఫ్ యూ క్యాన్. Fruit thought ade same. So especially berries are the highest in fiber content. Strawberries, especially blackberries, raspberries, ఎందుకంటే సన్నట seeds ఉంటాయి కదా, ఆ seeds are very high in fiber and actually very low in sugar also. So fruits, definitely berries are the best, but any fruit that you can keep the skin on always are higher in fiber. So that means like things like bananas, mangoes, అందులో కొంచెం ఫైబర్ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది and sugar ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. Not that they are bad, but they're still fruit that has skin is going to be a better choice. Also, the least actually amount of fiber that people think has the most is actually whole grains. Things like brown rice, quinoa, millets, rotis, even oats. Unte fiber, not as much as chia seeds and beans and raw vegetables. Those you're going to see a lot more fiber in it than these items, the whole grains. But it's still important for us to incorporate. So meer white rice tintaranko, moving to brown rice is actually a better option. Even to quinoa or millets is a better option. You know, if you can use oats in your diet as well, chalmandir oats idli and tintaru, oats upma and pettaru. So those are excellent choices. Mana rotis kuda ఇప్పుడు మనకి అలవాటు లేదు, కానీ చపాతీలు కూడా కొంచెం మనం మోర్ హోల్ గ్రెయిన్ వీట్ ఫ్లవర్, ఇప్పుడు చాలా మంది అయితే రకరకాల ఫ్లవర్స్, రాగి అని ఇవని అవని మిక్స్డ్ ఫ్లవర్స్ కూడా అమ్ముతారు, దట్ యూ కెన్ మేక్ రోటీస్ ఫ్రమ్. దట్స్ ఆల్సో అ గ్రేట్ ఐడియా టు ఇన్కార్పొరేట్ మోర్ ఫైబర్ ఇంటూ యువర్ డయట్. సో మీరు ఇప్పుడు న్యూట్రిషన్ లేబుల్ ఉంటాయి ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఆల్ ప్రీ ప్యాకేజ్డ్ ఫుడ్స్ లో. A good rule of thumb is when you are looking at a nutrition label per serving, man dakkada kinda scroll chesti nen circle chesan dietary fiber, if it has at least 3 grams of fiber per serving, that is a good source of fiber. So nu oka wheat bread chusaru anukonandi, a wheat bread lo per slice it should have at least 3 grams of fiber to be considered a good source of fiber. Lots of wheat bread has 1 gram to 2 grams, you know. So andukane that is not actually very good. Chalmandre these food companies food coloring kuda astarandi into their wheat bread to make it look brown so that they don't have to add as much fiber. So always look at that fiber content to make sure that you're getting something that is a good source. Now also along those same lines, manaki we should make healthy food choices. So, especially people that work, you know, try to pack lunch more as possible. Chalmandir chastaru, but also we have like, you know, we tend to go out with our friends, or you don't have time to pack lunch. So, man, usual outside food, either Gavak can pick up chasta from the cafeteria, or we go out and get something, or like I said, we'll skip the lunch if we do that as well. So, I tell people if you can, because endukante the reason why food tastes so good when you go to a restaurant kinda, fast food kinda, the reason why is they put 3 things in there: fat, sugar, and salt. That is why food tastes so good. So నేను చెప్తున్నాను ఇప్పుడే, McDonald's doesn't care about your health, if we want to have good food and we know what we are putting into it, మన ఇంట్లో అయితే we'll choose better fats. మన ఇంట్లో అయితే కొంచెం ఉప్పు కొంచెం కంట్రోల్ చేస్తాం, షుగర్ అమౌంట్ కూడా కంట్రోల్ చేస్తాం. This is why it's important. If we control the food, we are controlling our health. So if we can put more of that kind of ఆలోచనలు పెట్టుకుంటే మన హెల్త్ కోసం మనమే చూసుకోవాలి అంటే, that's when you'll pack foods. If you're going to go out to eat, maybe you can make once a week your time to go out with friends or co-workers or anything like that, and choose good places. Subway is an excellent place. You can get the whole wheat bread, the oats bread, and put lots of vegetables in there. I knit baby spinach onto the, lots of cucumbers onto that they keep the skin on, tomatoes, lots of good vegetables that you can fill it up with lean proteins as well. Chipotle is an excellent place. They have beans and lots of other good options, brown rice, lots of salsas that are also very heart healthy, or a grilled chicken sandwich. Just make sure that mayonnaise ilanti sauces este konచెం sauce, can I not have the sauce on it anante, that will be a better option for you, because then again those are tend to be a little bit higher in fat and not the good healthy kinds of fats that we want to concentrate on. Also మనం ఇండియాలో ఏ ఫంక్షన్కి వెళ్ళినా ఏ పార్టీకి వెళ్ళినా pretty much half the food, if not more of the snacks that they put in, మన appetizers are almost deep fried. ఇప్పుడు చిల్లీ చికెన్, చికెన్ 65s, పకోడీలు, పాపడ్లు, ఇవన్నీ అన్నీ వేయించుతారు. So what are other options that we can do to deep fried foods? We can do air fryer. ఇప్పుడు చాలా మంది air fryers వాడుతున్నారు. That is a good option to do. You can also bake a lot of foods also. ఇప్పుడు నేను సమోసాలు చేస్తాను. Samosal konte, and I'll bake them in the oven rather than deep frying them. So that helps a little bit with reducing the amount of fat. Also, pan roasting a lot of things, also rather than deep frying, can also help. Ante koncho light ga oil esesi tippochu in a non-stick pan. That's also another good way. Also, the types of fats that we use are going to be important as well. Ippudu manamu in lieu of like coconut oil, or even plant-based oils, coconut oil and palm oil, those are not going to be as good for you, of course, as avocado oil, olive oil, canola oil, peanut oil. These are much more heart healthy things. Even soybean oil, which is found in a lot of processed crackers, cookies lo soybean oil vartar. Palm oil is a big one as well. Coconut oil, of course, it's super healthy. Man India lo enno mandini vaade vallu enno thousands of generations nunchi, actually we have thousands of years we have been using coconut oil. But the reason why now I feel it is not one of the best choices for oil usage is because we do not live in that kind of, అది ఇండియాలో అయితే వారానికి ఒక్కసారి మహా తింటే నాన్ వెజ్ తినేవాళ్ళు. యూజువల్ గా సండే అంటే ఆ రోజు ఏదో కొంచెం తినేవాళ్ళం. మనం బయట ఎక్కువ పని చేసేవాళ్ళం, నడుస్తాము, ఇవన్నీ చేస్తాం. యూ హ్యావ్ ద హీట్. ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ ప్రొటెక్టింగ్ అస్ అండ్ ఫ్రమ్ పూర్ హార్ట్ హెల్త్. బట్ ఇక్కడైతే if you're eating coconut oil, you're not exercising as much. Probably you're also not burning as many calories because you have a much more sedentary lifestyle. So maybe coconut oil, although moderation of coconut ghee, all of these things are okay, but it should not be the mainstay of your diet. It should be something that you're limiting and using other more heart healthy, like I said, avocado oil, olive oil, canola oil even, and peanut oil should be your choice of fats if you're going to use that. Also we should think about new ways of cooking, like ippudu ante what does that mean? So new ways of cooking could be things like actually ga fries kane పులుసు కూరలు ఇంకా చాలా మంచిది. ఇది మీట్ కి, నాన్ వెజ్ కి, వెజ్ కి. ఎందుకంటే పులుసు కూరలో యూజువల్ గా తక్కువ ఆయిల్ వాడతాం. వేపుడులకైతే చాలా నూనె ఎక్కువ వాడాలి, ఎందుకంటే మంచి క్రిస్పీనెస్ రావాలంటే విల్ టెండ్ టు యూజ్ అ లాట్ మోర్ ఆయిల్. పులుసు కూరల్లో కూడా పైన ఆయిల్ వచ్చేస్తుంది, అది కొంచెం తీయటానికి కూడా మనకి ఈజీ. సో అది చేపల పులుసు, మనం బెండకాయ పులుసు, ఇలాంటివన్నీ దోస్ ఆర్ మచ్ బెటర్ వేస్ టు కుక్ బికాస్ వీఆర్ టెండింగ్ నాట్ టు యూజ్ యాజ్ మచ్ ఆయిల్ when cooking that. And also it just is మనకు కొంచెం కూరలో కూడా కొంచెం కలిసి వస్తుంది కూడా, and it tastes very good. I think also tamarind, all of these other things are good healthy ingredients to use as well. Also, if you want, you can use oven. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేస్తానంటే lots of times నేను చికెన్ ఫ్రై చేస్తున్నాను అనుకో, కొంచెం ఆయిల్ తక్కువ వేసినా ఆ చికెన్ ని యాక్చువల్ ఒక ప్యాన్ లో పెట్టేసి యూ కెన్ స్టిక్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ద బ్రాయిలర్, మంచిగా క్రిస్పీ అవుతుంది chicken, and it actually tastes nice, almost like you've been frying it for a long time. So if you feel like ayyo nenu takku oil vaate a nice fry taste rather ante, you can put it under the broiler for just a minute or two and get a nice crisp coating. Even vegetables aina kuda adi manchiga untadi. Also, just using a little bit of Pam spray with the non-stick pan, or even a well-seasoned mookadal kaina kuda konచెం baane vaade kondi, you don't need as much oil in those. Usually they don't stick as much. But also a non-stick pan with some konచెం మామూలు Pam spray ani oil spray laga vastadi. That comes also in avocado oil, olive oil, canola oil, annitlo vastadi adi. So that's a wonderful option for you as well to cook. Or మన చాలా మందిని I tell them you don't have to do any cooking sometimes, like ఇప్పుడు నీకు శనగలు ఉన్నాయి అనుకో, like you can even buy canned if you don't want to make it yourself. You can do canned chickpeas. I drain చేసి మంచిగా కొంచెం wash చేసేసి, you can add fresh onions, cilantro, tomatoes, all different types of vegetables. And bell peppers వేస్తాను అందులో, మళ్ళీ then I'll make కొంచెం నిమ్మరసం, అందులో కొంచెం ఉప్పు, కొంచెం మసాలా కారం వేసేసి తిప్పేసేయచ్చు. That's a wonderful side. Also a good salad to take, high in protein, high in fiber, very high in nutrients kuda, and it's very tasty. And this is a great side also when you're having a party. Meer kuda edanna like a salad laga ala pette, if it becomes more normal and you see it at every function, salads will become a part of your daily eating. Also ilage like a chickpea salads and quinoa salads you can also do if you have. Also nenu pulihara kuda you can make it with quinoa as well rather than just with white rice. So lots of different ways. Pulihara chestunappudu kuda you can add more vegetables in there. Ippudu mana typical ga pulihara chesinappudu just nuts untayi usual ga, nuts, karivepaku usual ga. But you can also add lots of vegetables in there, cook them, incorporate them in there, so you're getting more fiber, more vegetables, and probably a more filling meal also with that. Now, along with that, we also want to make sure that we stay hydrated. And now that we're living more in AC environment, lots of times mana water ekku tagatledu. We want women, especially Asian women, to drink at least 6 glasses of water a day. 6 glasses ante ippudu mana regular water bottles ante kada, glass is considered 8 ounces. So our regular plastic water bottles ippudu Ozarka and ivanni Sam's, Costco lo amme ilanti, those are 16.9 ounces. So that's actually 2 glasses of water is found in one water bottle. So meer maku 3 water bottles tagananko, you've already hit the minimum. So that is actually very easy to do. But even then, sometimes we do not see that in women. One thing is, malli water tage kondi, I have to go to the bathroom. I don't want to go to the bathroom. In Ankilanti, if I'm working, I don't want to do that. And we think like that. Or sometimes what we'll also do is we'll drink coffee instead of water. But coffee ain't a problem. It tends to dehydrate us more, especially the caffeine in the coffee. So every cup of coffee, you should also be drinking at least 1 cup of water in the same amount, so that you're balancing that. Also, Shalmandir antaru, just plain water, it's boring. That's why they're drinking more sodas or juices or something else. But they have these nice little flavor packets that you can just open up and put it into your water and mix it. I know చాలా మంది అనుకుంటారు ఈ artificial sweeteners, all these things, I don't like to use them because అన్నిటికీ ఏదో I'm putting something bad into my body అని అనుకుంటారు. But I always tell people the problem with artificial sweeteners is quantity. మనం ఏంటంటే most of these problems come from us drinking too much of it, and really you have to drink about 20 cans of a diet soda to really get any negative effects. And if you have diabetes, 100% you should not be drinking regular sodas with regular sugar or iced tea with regular sugar. I 100% believe that you should be using some type of artificial sweetener. My artificial sweeteners of choice are from Best is probably monk fruit sweetener and stevia, and then next would be Splenda. With Moodu, they're actually not bad for you, and there have not been many studies to show that sucralose or stevia, which is a natural plant-based artificial sweetener, and monk fruit sweetener. Monk fruit ante it's something more now that you're seeing. I have found it in almost every single grocery store that I have been to. అది ఒక లైట్ ఆరెంజిష్ మనకు కొంచెం కనకాంబరం రంగు ఉంటుంది ఆ ప్యాకెట్స్ దట్స్ కాల్డ్ monk fruit in the raw. It's actually a very good sweetener also to use. I always tell people, if you can, eat your calories, don't drink your calories, because they're first more satisfying. It's so much more satisfying to eat your calories, and these blood sugars are not going to raise up. And a lot of times what happens with sugar is, after our blood sugars raise up, if we're not using that sugar, our body is storing it as fat. So that is what we don't want. Don't want that fat accumulation to happen. So that's why I recommend either drinking regular water, sweetening it maybe with just a little bit of lime juice and maybe even some honey, especially locally sourced honey. Local, but even honey is a sweetener, so don't use excess amounts of it. Use it in small quantities, but perfectly fine, because some people find honey వాడితే కొంచెం allergies కొంచెం help అయితే అని during allergy season, especially here in South Texas. Maku chala lots of plants are around here, mold, oak, cedar, that cause a lot of allergies to happen. So locally sourced honey within 50-mile radius of your city is considered the best source of honey if you can get it to use. Also, Manipur Chalmandri functions kalta, especially ladies ikkada US lo unnalki, drinking has become a very social and acceptable thing. Maybe not so much in India, but ikkada US lo it is. So if you even think, like, if I go to a party and I'm just having a small can of Coke, that's anywhere, or any type of those regular sodas, you're drinking anywhere from 160 to 250 calories. The average person usually drinks around 2 cans of soda per day. If that is the case, maybe 500 calories per day extra istunnamu just in the soda. If you add extra 5, if you just eliminate that, so 500 calories per day eliminate chesavanko, you can lose 1 pound per week. That means that in the course of a year, just by eliminating sugar drinks, you are going to lose 50 pounds. That is an amazing number just from changing that one habit. Even if you just switch from regular soda to a diet soda, or regular soda or juice to something like water, would be a much better choice, and you can easily lose weight just by doing that. Women also, like I said, when at functions and things like that, if you're having alcohol, hard alcohol tends to be the lowest in calories, but ladies usually go whiskey, vodka. We are not going to drink things like that. Usually we'll drink things like wine or fruity drinks. Like the ones that I highlighted, typically I'll see a little bit more, especially margaritas. Margaritas, 8 ounce ante, it's not a lot amount, is about 450 calories. The usual, if you go to a Mexican restaurant and you're ordering a margarita, that's around 12 to 16 ounces. So you can imagine that is multiplying to really a good amount. Long Island iced tea is another one that I see sometimes with 615 calories. Now, I know that people love pina coladas, especially when Indians are pineapple or coconut, they love it. Even if it's the virgin version, not the one with the rum, it is still 860 calories for a pineapple, for the pina colada. That is a lot of calories. That's more than a meal that you should be having. And for some people, that's almost half of the calories they're eating in a day. It's just coming from that one drink. So I always tell people, if you can, it's okay if you have it, but don't get the biggest size. Can you tell them, hey, can I just get a half of one? Just so that you can still enjoy it, and then drink some water and something else, so that you're not giving your calories away like this. Also, along with that, this is a very important thing that I see more nowadays, especially if you're eating out, mindful eating. Ante this cartoon, if you have small kids or if you've had kids in the past, there's a game here called Hungry Hippo. Game ఏంటంటే there are these 4 hippopotamuses, and they have white marbles in the middle, and the game is to eat as many marbles as you can. Your hippopotamus has to eat the most marbles by tapping it on and doing that. If you've played that, then you know this game. So what they're saying is they were not even hungry, but when they see the marbles, they can't stop. So Manipur function ke la unko ఎన్ని వెరైటీస్ బఫేలో ఉంటాయి. మనం అన్ని ఎంతో కొంత వేసుకోవాలనుకుంటాం. ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ వీఆర్ నాట్ దట్ హంగ్రీ, వీ విల్ ఓవర్ ఈట్ బికాస్ ద ఫుడ్ ఇస్ దేర్. సేమ్ వన్ వీ గో అవుట్. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ యుఎస్ లో మనకు పెద్ద పెద్ద ప్లాటర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫుడ్ వస్తాయి. అది మనకు ఆకలి లేకపోయినా, or we are already full, we'll continue to eat because it's in front of us. So a lot of times what I will do is that I have learned to get a container. నేను ఫుడ్ ఆర్డర్ చేసినప్పుడు నేను టు గో కంటైనర్ కూడా అడుగుతాను. ఆ టు గో కంటైనర్ అని మా ఫ్యామిలీకి అలవాటు అయిపోయింది, ఇది నేను చేస్తాను. సో ఆ ఫుడ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు I already put half of the food in that container, close it and just put it next to me. Then I will eat whatever is on my plate. But నా ఎదురుంటే నాకు ఆకలి ఉన్నా లేకపోయినా తింటానే ఉంటాను. But if it's in a container, I most likely won't, and I can eat that food later on. మనకి ఏంటంటే, in as little as 10 days, you can train your stomach to become a different size. That means that on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is నీకు ఎంత ఆకలేస్తుందంటే నీ చెప్పు కూడా తింటావని అనుకుంటావు, like you'll eat your shoe, or 10 where you feel so full that you're like, abba, your stomach feels painfully full. You always want to stop when you're at a 6 or 7. Not 1 is of course starving, 10 is completely full. Stop at a 6 or 7. The reason is that point you're not hungry anymore, but you're not full. When you do that, you're training your stomach to get smaller. Over time, if you consistently stop at a 6 or 7, your stomach actually goes to a different size. And that is what we want to do, because over time, less and less food is going to be needed to make you feel satisfied. And that is the main part of mindful eating. And this is something that we train ourselves to do. So you have to consistently do this. One or two times you go to a party and you overstretch that, it's going to probably, kind of set you back. You have to kind of go back and, do that. So you have to make sure, that food will always be there. Next party ke liye kuda aa food de vantade. Just eat a little bit less, enjoy that food so that you can have a little bit more and try it, rather than putting large amounts of each food on your plate. Now, how do we create this healthy lifestyle? First and foremost, you must eat well. ఎందుకంటే నేను ఎప్పుడు చెప్తాను, అందరు చాలా మంది అంటారు, but they might say I'm exercising, but I also tell them you can't outrun a crappy diet. First నీ diet ని సర్చ్ చేసుకోండి. If you can eat well, the other good habits will automatically come. So if we start to eat better, and lots of people అంటారు, అయ్యో నేను తింటాను కానీ మా పిల్లల్ని వెజిటబుల్స్ అన్నా సాలడ్స్ అన్నా తినమంటే అస్సలు తినరు. So I always tell them, just eat and show them by example what you're doing. If you eat salads consistently, if you're eating vegetables, and if you're eating fruits and other whole grains, and they see you doing that, eventually they will learn it. నేను పర్సనల్ గా I've seen that. నాకు ముగ్గురు పిల్లలు ఉన్నారు, but actually with my third one, he was young when I went back to college and started to study nutrition, and I gained all this knowledge, and I started to make a lot of changes in my own diet. And he saw that consistently. I'd actually up till the age of 10, he only ate like 5 or 6 foods. Anta picky person ante vaadu machinodu. Kani he used to see me doing all these things, starting to make other changes in my life, and really becoming a much more healthier person. And now he is 17 years old, machinodu. He is probably more healthy than I am. He works out consistently. He eats salads. He eats vegetables. He eats lean meats. He really looks at me, he'll tell me, if I buy something, he's like, Mom, the macros on this are not that great, meaning that the carbs, protein and fat are not as good as he would want them to be. So, from really watching me, I have been leading him by example. So when I make those changes, our kids do listen. You might think, especially in teenagers, asal na maat asal kenru, but really, I'm going to be honest with you, they are watching and they are learning from us, because we are their best teachers. Next thing you want to try to do is, of course, exercise. If you are not exercising at all, start at least 1 to 2 days. If not, ideally, you want to be at a level of 3 to 5 days a week of exercise for a minimum of 30 minutes. The reason why is మన blood circulate అవ్వాలండి. You have to get that blood pumping through your veins to get that heart health. You want your heart to work properly. You want that blood to circulate nice and smoothly, so that if there's any clogging in there, you're going to help with that. And ఎలాంటి ఎక్సర్సైజ్ చేయాలనంటే, even fast walking, go for a walk. Evening lo your husband can look after the kids for 30 minutes. If you can go walk out for 15 minutes, walk back for 15 minutes. That's all you need, a 30-minute walk. Or we should not feel guilty about take the kids with you. why can't you take the kids with you and have them enjoy a walk? My 17-year-old and I, we take walks in the evening at least a couple of times a week. He just likes to talk to me, tell me what's going on. I put college applications lo unnadu, so he likes to kind of tell me de-stressing thing, or sometimes I'll call my daughter who does not live with us here. She's off at medical school, so I'll talk to her while I'm doing it. But she always tells me, Mom, I know that you're exercising. The best way to know if you're getting good heart health exercise is as you're walking. Your breath is a little bit breathing like that. Every other breath, like nadustunnappudu, you're taking these heavy breaths, you're working a little bit harder, but you can still have a conversation. మాట్లాడొచ్చు కానీ వాళ్ళకి తెలిసిపోతుంది నువ్వు కొంచెం కష్టపడి ఏదో చేస్తున్నావని. You don't want to get to the point where you cannot talk, have a conversation. That is taking it a little bit too far. But as long as you're able to heavy breathing, walking fast, చాలా నిదానంగా బయట నడిచారనుకో, you can walk for 2 to 3 hours and not get fat burning, or you can do something for 30 minutes at a slightly faster pace and get wonderful fat burning. So that's what we want to see. And the more you do it consistently, ideally every day is best for walking, but even if you do 3 to 5 times a week, you will still see good results in your overall health. And thirdly, sleep. Lots of people say 8 to 10 hours of sleep. I feel like even if you can get good 6 to 8 hours of sleep, you're going to do pretty well. And lots of times evening lo pillalu pondukunnaka, that's when the time that we kind of wind down. We might go social media meda, WhatsApp meda anni chuskunta untamu, idi adi YouTube videos. I really try to tell people, instead of that, try to read a book, listen to something. If you like to do apps, lots of good apps on day, like Calm, Happify. There's other ones as well that you can listen to, things that kind of calm you down and get you in the mood to sleep. Those are much better. But things like YouTube videos and other things that are stimulating, like social media, Facebook, Ivani, they tend to keep us awake much longer. And instead of that, if we get some good sleep, that will obviously help with our overall well-being as well. So at this time, I would like to open it up for any questions. Yavarkana edana questions unte, I try to answer. Today's webinar chala general. It's not about one specific disease state besides cardiovascular disease, but I wanted to touch on that because a lot of times women don't always pay attention to their heart health. So I wanted to do that. But if anybody has any questions, I'm more than happy to try to answer it. As long as it's not just very, very specific, hopefully everybody can get some useful information out of it. So anybody? Let's see here. Yes. Okay. Sure. Sure. So we're just going to wait right now for anybody that wants to raise a request. While we're doing that, I did want to let you know, I want to thank all of you so much for attending today. Nico, I hope you gained some good information today, and that my Telugu English version was easy to understand. I tend to want to talk fast because I have so much information in my head that I want to relate to all of you. But ఏంటంటే నాకు main thing that I want you to take away is just make one small change for right now. మరి ఏదైనా అనుకుంటే, whether it's incorporating more fiber, eating more at home, choosing a different oil to cook rather than another oil, things like that. Any small change, and do it consistently. Or if you said, what, in 3 days a week, I'm promising myself that I'm going to walk, maybe Saturday, Sunday, and then one weekday, I'm going to make time for at least 30 minutes to do a walk. And like I said, and just you walk out 15 minutes, come back for 15 minutes. There you've already had your exercise. It's a wonderful way to de-stress, kind of thinking. I wanted to let you know that, I'm probably now healthier. I'm close to 50 years old. I'm probably healthier now than when I was in my 30s. Endukante I've made these healthy changes. I started to take up exercises when I turned 40, I decided I'm going to run a 5K. So then 5K thought modalesan in January, and I could not even run 1 mile. And by the end in November, I had run a full marathon, 26.2 miles. and I've done numerous half marathons and other races after that. It's just something that I told myself I was going to do to make myself healthier. And now I'm at the point, probably I'm healthier now than, like I said, than I was in my 30s. And you are never, whether 20 years aina, 70 సంవత్సరాలైనా, you can make changes and it will affect your health. మనకి ఏంటంటే I look more at quality than quantity. ఏంటంటే I don't want to be 80 years old in a wheelchair and having people look after me. I'd rather be somebody that is older but 100% independent. నేనే నా పనులు చేసుకోవచ్చు. నేనే నా అన్ని, I can be that independent person and be in good health. That is very important, and that only comes when we make small changes. And so if you don't have time to be sick, then you have to make time to be healthy. That's the one thing I want you to take away from. If you do have any questions, you can push them on the chat. If you look there, usually if you're on your phone, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Kani, you can post questions if you like. I can read them and I can answer those questions. Also, Jansi Reddy would like to say a few words. We're just waiting to make a connection with her so that she can also say a few words about this webinar. Like I said, I'm so happy that I was able to do your first webinar. This the idea of WETA is wonderful. We want to empower Indian women to do so many things, to be successful, but also while you're doing that, to make sure that you are living a good life. So I have a question here from someone. Yes, it says peanut oil versus olive oil, which is the best? So definitely, I feel like olive oil is very good if you are eating the olive oil raw, because it has a very low smoke point. That means when you're cooking at high heat, olive oil koncham maadipotundi tondarga, but peanut oil has a very high smoke point. So if I was going to cook, I would definitely prefer peanut oil. Avocado oil is another option also that has a very high smoke point. Ante adi kuda mana cooking lo koncham high temperatures petna maadadu tondarga, whereas olive oil might lose some of its good healthy properties by cooking it at high heat. So nu salad dressings chestunnaranko, olive oil is a good option for you in that sense, whereas peanut oil or avocado oil is a better option if you're going to cook. Thank you for that question, Hemavati. Thank you. Beyond that, I also wanted to let you know that there are very limited manke cookbooks chala takkuva unnai. So we just wanted to make sure that if you have any good cookbooks, you're welcome, Hemavati. If you have any good cookbooks or suggestions that you have seen in the past, I have found that there are not very many, but lots of good YouTube videos now that you can find. Vareva Chef is excellent. His wife also has really good breakfast ideas for oats upma, oats idli. I have talked to Ragini before. She's a wonderful woman. Actually, mana with Sanjay Tumma, who is the Vareva Chef, I have done some videos for him for the Be Fit, Be Cool. So you can type in Vareva Chef, Be Fit, Be Cool. And he has some recipes also for about healthier Indian cooking items that you might find helpful. As well as if YouTube, if you type in healthy South Indian recipes, no oil. Mainly oil is not the problem. It's the deep frying that's the problem. So we want to make sure that if you are deep frying, choose a good healthy oil. Like I said, the peanut oil, avocado oil is a little bit better. If you're going to deep fry, the tappadu, కొన్ని things have to be deep fried to provide that taste, but don't make them your primary foods. That's a fun food to have every so often, not a daily thing. నేను ఒకసారి ఏదో కుకింగ్ షో చూస్తే they said మా పిల్లలు ఏం వెజిటబుల్స్ తినరండి, సో నేను ఏం చేస్తున్నానంటే కరివేపాకుని డీప్ ఫ్రై చేసి కూరల మీద వేస్తున్నాను, ఇప్పుడు తింటున్నారు. And they thought that that's healthy, because as long as it's vegetable or green, that's fine. But deep frying it has obviously, decreased the amount of health in that, or so we want to always kind of think, if you can, manaki US lo adu oka lucky, we can eat raw vegetables, raw fruits here with a certain amount of safety. So that's why definitely I encourage you to make that a habit more of slowly incorporating that. Okkasari pedda salad tinmante manaki ento annam కూర తినకపోతే it does not feel like a meal. So just have it as a small little thing, accompaniment with your food. You can just be sliced vegetables. It doesn't have to be a salad like, onions, tomatoes, kothmera, ilanti mana chesina kuda side lo, that's it. Or make a raita. Add those vegetables into your pergu and have that as your thing rather than just eating plain curd. Those are all good options for you as well. So thank you for your patience. This is, like I said, this is the first webinar WETA has conducted. So we truly appreciate that you are. Okay, we have another question from Rajasri Konda. It says, I usually keep my calorie count in check and get at least 3 days workout. However, it has been hard to lose a few pounds. What would you recommend? So I also kind of think that, beyond our calories, I, I also feel like sometimes, depending on your age, Rajasri, it can be harder to lose weight. As we get older, our body wants to keep us fat. So at the end of the day, I say just be consistent with it, So your calorie count, maybe for you, maybe it's still a little bit too high, And so the type of workouts that you're doing, are you doing more cardio? So and then workouts, look, lots of times I find that especially women, we like to have accountability. So if you can, I always recommend join a class, people like Zumba and kickboxing. There are so many good, really high energy classes that you can burn a lot of things. So if you're doing cardio workouts, you'll definitely see a better fat burn and better calorie burn. So that way we can create a more calorie deficit. If you create a calorie deficit, 100% you're going to lose weight. So just be consistent with it. If the 3 days workout, if you can increase the intensity, you might burn more calories that way, as well as check how much calories you're actually using. Sometimes we underestimate how much we eat and we overestimate how much we are exercising. So that is very typical for all of us. Abba నేను చాలా exercise చేస్తున్నా, but when we really see it, are we really giving it enough? So I would just maybe try to increase the intensity of your workout, maybe the length of it, maybe just 10 to 15 minutes more, and then check your calories to make sure you're not giving away your calories from drinking, sugary drinks, also like high fat foods, like 3 ounces of chicken breast has 120 calories. 3 ounces of nuts has 500 calories. So ounce for ounce, that's 3 times more calories in nuts than it is. Not that nuts are not healthy, but they're also very calorie rich. So అందుకనే అలాంటి కొంచెం చిన్న చిన్న మనం కూడా పట్టించుకుంటే you might see better results. I hope that was helpful, Rajasri. So I know that we have not touched too much on healthy fats. Things like avocado, nuts, olives, all of these కొంచెం చాలా healthy fats. But again, like we just said, fat is still calorie rich. So మనం ఏంటంటే unlimited amounts తినకూడదు. సో మనకు avocado healthy అని ఒక whole avocado per meal లాగా తినకూడదు. Like guacamole అన్న or things. Lots of people are also just using avocado, like కొంచెం పంచదార వేసి పిల్లలకు కూడా పెడతారు. But I just wanted to make sure that you know that fat is still very calorie rich. If weight loss is one of your goals, it's okay to eat healthy fats, but you must limit it. The quantity chala important adiki. So you just have a small handful of nuts rather than అది unlimited ga inka akkade unni ani tinesekokunda. That with some vegetables or some piece of fruit with the thing is a probably better idea than just having a larger portion of just the nuts by itself. So it looks like here another question. What are healthy fats? That's what you just had mentioned. I hope I answered your question, Jyoti, by saying plant-based fats, especially that are liquid at room temperature. That's an easy way to know. Coconut oil is not liquid at room temperature, so it's not probably healthiest fat to choose. So things like I mentioned before, canola oil, peanut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, those are hands down probably the best. Oils to use. Olives as well. If you want a salty snack, olives are good unless you're watching your salt content. Like 4 or 5 olives are excellent choice, as well as avocado. Just having a few pieces of that. Like then what half avocado petteskoni. I'll add like tomatoes, onions, cilantro. That's like our standard Indian mix that we do, and you can add peanuts to it as well as other things to get a wonderful flavor with lemon juice, and have that along with other things. You're getting a lot of fiber as well. So I hope that helped you, Jyoti. Okay, well, Thank you, Sneha. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed the webinar today, and I hope you learned a lot of things. And you'll share it with your friends. You know, the main intent, Mano, just we're small people that are listening to this, but share these tips with other people so that more and more people. That's the best way to empower women is to share knowledge that we gain with others. So I encourage that for you. All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes. You have a wonderful night. Have a great week ahead. And thank you so much. And continued success to WETA. Okay.